That is already spicy, Dan.
It is indeed, but Sib's got big boots to fill for it. The last challenger to come through NA was who?
What? Who?
Was
Who?
Maxter, who is
Doctor?
now,
Oh, I thought we were talking
who
about
is
Doctor.
now, no, who is now in our featured matches. So Sib has big boots to fill.
We'll see if he can fill those boots now, as right now he's filling up that armor. Grabbing all the heavy and good damage, but...
no costume from Effortless. He's going super hardcore mode today.
Yes.
We're not seeing George Washington coming out. Or Napoleon, or whatever he was, I don't know.
Oh, we're just all the same to you, Dan. Anyways, 0-0, 30 seconds in here. As Sib positioning on this Mega, is Effortless going to drop down and do some damage? No, it looks like he was waiting on the light in the rail room instead, so Sib with a great stack and a great split on the item should be able to grab this heavy, and Effortless, it's up to him if he can do some damage, but instead he's going to take a rail and a lot of acid spit, and here comes the chase from Effortless. The peeker comes out, but it's not going to do much, and Effortless is trapped a minute in, Dan.
Well, how do you get out of this one, my friend, as he just needs to sneak around. There's so much time for the items, you can't even steal one away. It's just delaying at this point. And is it going to be worth it? Probably, if you could delay long enough to pick up a major item, but there you go, there's the frag. Sib backs on up towards the Mega End. Not the best start for Effortless.
Yeah, a little bit rough. Split might be able to get him on the heavy, but it could be a death trap if he falls down, and he can't even fall down. The LG pushes him back onto the ledge then.
Oh, but he did a lot of damage. Actually, Sib is really damn weak down here. If Effortless can connect with a rail, which he cannot. Rail from below. Sib takes it 2-0.
Sib maybe taking a little bit of inspiration from Kilson there. So the rails are hot and heavy from Sid Vicious here. 2-0. A little bit of preemptive spit there to make sure that if Effortless drops down, he's going to take that tick damage, and now Sib just positioning, waiting to maximize damage and negate any kind of mega pickup. Effortless drops down, and what a trap from Sib.
I mean, a little bit greedy for Effortless. I think he was going to double back around, and Sib just said, all right, if you're not going to drop, I'm going to take it away from you, which he does. Effortless, though, now gets on a heavy, finally gets a clean item. Can start to build his way back into this map, but he's already given up three frags on Molten early doors.
Sib playing that distance, knows that he doesn't have the armor or the spit, so doesn't want to take any kind of engagement now, as he is sitting pretty weak. If Effortless can get a rail, he should be able to close in on a kill. There goes Mega. Sib should have timing, almost gets a little bit of a rocket, but instead a good rail, as, again, Sib playing very passive, patient, defensive, and he's looking pretty good so far, Dan.
Yeah, but he's given up the heavy for free, and look how stacked Effortless is. He's also working over towards this light where Sib is, but big rocket, is he going to go out bounds? Nearly does. Wow, that's a lot of damage from the sword. Like, Effortless drops down, but Sib's already there. Mishears him, actually. Gonna swap, but just a second too late. And Sib this time scuffs the rails, and Effortless is back on the board. But that was a scary moment, meeting the Sorlag down in that choke point by Banana.
Just missing out on a clutch rail, and that cost him the frag. So Effortless, glimmer of hope now, is down against a Sorlag early is never good on Molten, but plenty of time. Has the peeker in hand, has all the weapons he needs. Does he have the timing? Does he have the positioning for the Mega? Instead, he has a rail in his back.
Oh.
Make that 2. Make that 3. Sib going for 4. Instead, using the spit. Oh, no. Didn't slide around the corner. Didn't get the acceleration he needed, and he goes down to the spit. Well played from Sib. Hit him with the triple E into the spit, Dan.
Almost a little bit of a lack of respect from Effortless there. Just a careless approach to that fight, allowing Sib to tap 3 relatively easy rails, so need to see more respect for Effortless as he comes barreling through with a rail in hand, and this time again, Sib is getting these easy conversion frags.
Waiting patiently for this Mega, and converting off easy frags is not what you want to give Sib at all. 4 frags in the lead, 4 minutes in. Effortless has to reassess his strategy here.
And it's going to be tough now, because Sib can't slow the pace down. It can allow Effortless to come barreling in, which he does once again. Sib's willing to take these fights and just misses out, but it's a long time before the next item. So look at what he spawns with. He's just going to get an easy frag. And this time it's just before the Mega, although he is going to go back for the rail. Interesting why he's delaying it so much. But either way, finally gets the item after putting a long delay onto it.
Does grab the heavy, but still lacking items. Needs to be careful here as Sib defending this LG. Good nail damage here from from Effortless. Sib needs to be careful. Now he's caught in a precarious position. The shotgun blast will miss, but he's still trapped. Gonna take a little bit of tick. The health isn't there. Effortless trying to make a decision here. Misses with the rail, and Sib, that grants him his entry to lead.
Yeah, not sure why Effortless didn't use the Pika there. Seemed like the perfect opportunity, safe on the high ground. But either way, Sib now gets out and gets a Mega, so Effortless lets that opportunity slide, and he's 5 minutes in with a 4 frag deficit. Has to find a way to start connecting with more damage, because he's always meeting the Sorlag in his close engagements, which is exactly what Sib wants, and this is exactly why. Because he's got the stack.
Again, no peeker from around the corner there. Effortless just wanting to try and beat him with the LG, but instead, Sib again outstacks his LGs. Nothing to shy away from. Sib not afraid to just hold his ground. 5 frag lead, and what a rocket around the corner as Effortless just gets absolutely stopped dead in his tracks.
Yeah, Sib is the one looking like the more seasoned professional at this point. Managing the tempo of the game, got good control on the items, and connecting with shots like that as well, and Effortless is on the ropes.
64% rail from Sib, 28 for Effortless. And that is gigantic against a Sorlag. You need to be hitting higher rail than that to stand a chance, and that's a good start there. Effortless, like this play, maximizing health, grabbing the 225s before the Mega, knowing that Sib wouldn't push that. But he needs a lot more, Dan. There's a lot of work to be done.
A lot of work. Sib is just playing the plus back game at this point, allowing Effortless to run into him, and Effortless's rail has just not been on today, which has been fairly pivotal, as Sib's definitely has been connecting 60%, and Effortless once again just needs to retreat.
Left incredibly weak is Effortless, just hoping that the Mega can bail him out. And again, grab the 225s before the Mega, and Sib's nowhere to be found simply because with a 5 frag lead, he doesn't need to. He's just going to control the rail side of the map and maybe rotate heavy, and that's his game plan, and that's fine. 3 minutes left. All the pressure is on Effortless.
What a rocket again. This time Effortless connected with 2. Can he hit a third? No, as he hits another rocket. And now the items are pretty much on the same time, which, when you're the one on the defense, is exactly what you want.
Oh, the defensive rockets are just so good from Sib here. This is Effortless's chance. Almost eats a rocket, but instead drops down, gets the Mega, and he has an opportunity to take this frag, and he needs it now more than ever, as he's still down by 5, and Sorlag is just going to come back with a huge stack.
Yeah, but he's just running into the Sorlag in these choke points, which is where Sib wants him to be. Nice little trap, might meet him over here, but Sib ready for it, catching Effortless through the doorway once again, this time not connected with the rockets. It is a clean frag, and with 2 minutes to go, there is a slim hope for Effortless now, but he has to get the next couple of frags in quick succession. But misses out on that Mega, so that just got a whole lot harder.
We've seen absolute miracles happen on Molten before. Can Effortless replicate that? It's going to take a lot here, and riding the lightning is not going to be the start to it. Trying to fight back, but Sib just outstacks it.
Really well played by Sib. 50% LG, 50% rail. Aim looks sharp. Strategy was on point. Effortless gave away a few easy frags in the early game, and look at it. Sib just took a relatively easy victory, all things considered.
Straight to the heavens on that one, Dan, with the LG. That was tasty, looking a little bit like Siblicious, maybe. There's another rail here as Effortless escapes through the telly, but only for a matter of time before Sib picks him out of the sky again. 10-3, and with a minute left, it looks like Sib does make a statement on map number 1 and says, I feel at home. Welcome back to me.
And now he goes on to clutch.
And yeah, this is not where you want to be in the series as Effortless, especially going against that clutch. Down a map already. It's up against the wall for Effortless.
And he got bullied on this map, absolutely bullied. 4.1k damage to 2.5. They traded items more or less, but strategically, Sib had by far the upper hand. There comes a Pika, which is pretty much the first one we've seen all game. Again, usual choice by Effortless to pick it and not use that, but either way, Sib is back in the Pro League and looking good.
Oh, Effortless. Oh, no. Okay, but that's fine. I mean, if you're an Effortless fan or Effortless himself, it's okay. Shake it off. 11-3. The ending of that one doesn't really matter. Well done to Sib. Looking very, very sharp, very on point. Going into map number 2, though, you got to wonder, okay, Scale versus Clutch. Sib, again, very, very good on the Clutch. Maybe not Razy levels, but that's, I think, unattainable for most people. So it's up against the wall time for Effortless, and he's got to pull something out of his hat. A strategy change, something, but was the tale of this stack necessarily, Dan? Why don't you break it down exactly what you saw happen for Effortless and why it went so horribly wrong?
It was partly stack, and it was partly just combat execution. Sib was hitting a lot more, and strategy that Effortless you could see just running into the Sorlag time and time again, and Sib just played the better duel, connecting with more, played the items better, and then when he got towards the mid to late game, he just played a nice defensive game. Items were split evenly, so he always had one to fall back on, and then Effortless was on the ropes just trying to run at Sib, and he wasn't connecting with the rail at all. I think he had about 25% towards the end of that duel, so you just need to be performing better on a mechanical level as well, particularly against the Sorlag.
And a lot of these clips, as you see, 5 HP, 7 HP, 3 HP is Effortless so close to converting. Kind of what we saw in the first series between Sparty and Kilson. Stacks are important. You got to get those long damage rails and heavy machine gun bullets in while you can to make it weak. But 11-3, first map in the books between these two. Sib with a very good start on his welcome back to the Pro League. Effortless down in a hole. Going into Ruins again, Scale versus Clutch is going to be interesting to see. I think, I don't know. I feel like part of me wants to lean towards Sib because of the Clutch pick, because he is so good on it. No disrespect to Effortless, but it's rare to see Sib lose on Clutch. Granted, you know, Razy kind of had his way with him, sure, but it's Razy, right? And that was Stage 2 finals. This is different. That was in the past, Dan. I don't know. Let's take a look at the predictions real quick. What do you think? I mean, Scale versus Clutch specifically on Ruins?
I don't think I've ever seen this particular matchup on Ruins, if I'm honest.
81% for Sib.
Really?
81% for Sib in the chat for the prediction. So they believe in the Clutch. Whether it's just they believe in Sib or Sib's Clutch or the Clutch, I don't know. But either way, they're locking in, and it seems like everyone is predicting Sib. So we'll see. Effortless, again, up against the wall. We'll see what he has to say about it. But finish your thoughts. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was going to say, like, basing it off map 1, I think you have to go with Sib. I think on paper, again, it's not as one-sided as that. I do think Scale has a bit better of a footing just because of the stack and the speed. It really comes down to if he's going to hit his rails and manage the stack of Clutch, that's the way in. If you're not, then you're in for a hard time.
Let's see if it's going to be a hard time for Effortless here as spawn onto the mega side of the map. He's going to pick that up and then go straight to rockets. Curious to see how he deals with the shield play from Clutch. A rail from Sib right off the bat. There's the shield. There's the full rush to negate it. Pops him into the sky. Can he get the frag? There's the rocket, and there's another one. Effortless puts himself on the board. Sib just could not hit the final rail.
What did I say? You cannot miss a bull rush in this matchup. It's impossible.
Totally agree. But whether or not you can convert the frag after, Dan, that's the key here, as Effortless does have perfect timing on the Mega. Sib has perfect accuracy on the rail, as it's just so easy here. Now, not so much. Missing a handful of rails, and he's got to keep that up if he wanted, as we saw in map number 1.
And on the flip side, we talked about how important the rail is going to be for Effortless. It is equally as important for Clutch, and it's something that makes Razy's Clutch so damn scary. The fact you can open these opportunities by hitting the initiation rails and then follow it up with the speed of the Clutch and the shield, that's where you come in and can really dominate games. So, Sib currently sitting on 2 of 7, not what we want to see. Big delay on the Mega though. Effortless might realize it's seeing that rocket now, but didn't actually hear the precise timing, so can only play around the heavy.
So again with a great rail. There's the shield, and this is not the fight Effortless wants. But Sib is just so fast, and the rail was out, and he plants him 1-to-1.
And now this delay is going to allow Sib to get onto the map, but he has to back off, and he might be too late. He actually not even down there for the heavy at this point. Effortless not realizing it as well, as that was a awkward exchange, but stuck around too long for that fight 40. So I thought he should have bull rushed away a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a matter of time before that shield's going to get popped. You got to have a plan. Seems his was just fight till the death here, as might happen again. Dan, rail from Civ, trapped in the corner, but the shield's up, as you said. LG on LG, can Effortless do it? Civ extremely weak, missing with the rail opportunity. The hunt is on.
Hunter's on, Effortless knows he's weak, Effortless knows there's no shield, he wants to finish it now, exchanging rails, but Effortless has the items to fall back on, and Civ is on the ropes. He has to buy another 30 seconds before this shield comes up. He's out of rail as well, so he's just going to be standing there peppering away. Look how weak he is. You don't need to finish it now, just play the items.
Civ was playing a platformer there. There's the bull rush. Okay. Shoulder checking that Astrovan, but just like that, Clutch spawns back in, gets the heavy, and now Effortless will go down after all of that work.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he spent too long trying to finish that frag. Cannot let Effortless get onto this, Civ get onto this Mega, which he has done. He's zoomed on by and connects with the rail as well, so that's a bit more painful for Effortless, who's got no weaponry either.
Shotgun blast. Is it going to be enough for the shield? And there's no way.
Wow.
Civ takes him down again. He's trying to chunk him as best he could. He is going to get the spawn onto the heavy, and actually good chase here. Can he land the conversion? Is okay.
Oh.
Civ almost hit him with the juke and the bamboozle to steal the heavy, but Effortless gets the rail and he needs, ties it at 3. Good rail off the spawn as well. Civ channeling his inner Razy there, a little bit of a gauntlet, boop, just to say, hey, how are you?
Yeah, it's time to stabilize for Effortless. Now he's got position for this Mega, so just concentrate on the items. He just knows how important it is to do any damage he can whenever he sees the clutch. Plenty of time before this Mega as well for Effortless to get back, and he doesn't have a rocket, but doesn't need one against the big Astro van. Just chase him down with those hit scan weapons when it's exactly what he does. This is the challenge for Civ. We've got a chonky scale bearer with a bull rush as well. It's harder than playing a normal champion.
Civ does have the shield back up. He's just going to play a slow, measured game, trying to hit some rails in. Working his way slowly to a rocket, and Effortless knows that is the plan here. So Effortless has run of the map. Civ dropping down. There's the bull rush a little bit too early, though. This is going to leave him completely vulnerable with the shield. Civ pops it and gets the frag. That was a little bit messy from both players there. Civ comes out on top, 4-3, and has a heavy.
Yeah, messy, and again, it's just one of these unnecessary moves. Civ was backing off. You could have just played it and played the item, but instead trying to force the fight. Now that's given Civ a big in, connecting with that rail and a second, so now's the time for Civ to keep the pressure on. Doesn't even need a shield at this point, just needs to find them, which he does very easy. All because of that big mistake down by the heavy.
You have to know when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive. 5-3, and Effortless is going to be aggressive right now, right into the shield. LG on LG, and Effortless gets melted again. Bull rushing into the shield, not the play here. Now that the cooldown is up, has to try and find him and deal this damage, man. Yeah. Time is ticking down by 3 on Ruins against a clutch that's very mobile. This is about go time right now, I'd say.
Yeah, one of these things where you just think you have the clutch, but this is exactly what Civ wants. Full stack, shield up. That's the time where you just need to get out of dodge and try and bait the shield out, but obviously a seasoned clutch player, unlikely Civ's going to fall for such shenanigans, and he's not. Got himself a nice little 3-frag cushion. And he's got
damage
both
from Effortless.
items.
Yeah, decent damage, but again, negated by the items immediately.
Feels like Effortless has lost all track of items as well. Once again, he's not on position for this Mega. This time he actually pushes the clutch away, but he's got onto the Mega, bounces him, but the shield is still there. He's gonna miss an easy rail. That would have been the kill for Effortless. Oh, that stings.
Does, and it might come back to haunt him, but he get this frag. There's a good rail from underneath, keeping Civ weak, and he should be able to win the heavy, which he does, but can he get the frag? There's the jump over. Effortless picks that Astrovan out of the sky. Motor oil everywhere, Dan. Down by 2, though. Still a lot of work ahead, but full map control. For more damage, just needs to keep in mind that that shield is going to be back up. Whether or not he's calculating that to the T, I don't know, but he's going to chase into it. There's the shield, pops it, and this should be another frag as he catches out Sib, but Sib does massive amounts of damage.
It really does. Insane amount. That shield. Gonna find Effortless up on the ramp as well. Forced to bull rush away. Not what you want. And Sib gets a free heavy and a rail.
Oh, Effortless might get caught here. This is a very... Oh, no shield, so that's the saving grace for Effortless as he could take that fight and does good damage. Mega's up. Still no rockets. Effortless should have grabbed those while he was here, but he's feeling the pressure of the time and he wants to just keep the damage up.
Now Effortless is playing the items a lot better. It's exactly what he needs to do. You've got the stack. You can play against Sib if you get all the items. So finally, rotating both items. Sib struggling. He has the shield up, but again, it's at what cost? He needs an item, and he's going to try and defend this Mega. Eats a rail. He has to get out.
This on the chase, just peeking around, trying to get damage. 2:10 left, down by 1. Plenty of time. Bull rush in hand. There's the chase, and just misses out on the Mega, but negates it with a good rail. Sib's still weak, but does have shield. Effortless just needs to find him.
Sib is just delaying, got the shield up again, but he's eaten another rail. That's huge for Effortless. He not only dies, but he also pops the shield. That's a massive window for Effortless to capitalize now.
It's the cleanest kill we've seen all game, I feel like. There's the jump pad shotgun. This should be it.
And a Mega.
He wants more, Dan. There's the bull rush. Can Sib hit everything? And there's the cancel. LG, and he's going to melt him yet again. Now can he get to the Mega?
Oh, Sib gets a good spawn out by the rocket. Gets the Mega as well. He will be able to get a frag here. That's super unfortunate. Game on. 1 frag in it. There's the shield up as well, but Sib, is he going to push it? Yes, he is. Effortless comes in with the nail gun. Not enough damage, though. They're both finding it out. The rail swap.
Effortless goes all in. I don't know if that was the one that he wanted. He had the frag lead. Now with a minute left, he's tied and on the back foot as he's got to gather weapons. He's going to be late to the Mega. That clutch is going to have a massive stack. Good rail from Effortless, though.
He's not playing the items. He's giving away the Mega. He's going to give away the heavy. And Sib, once again, just gets 2 free items.
And the shield just came back. Would be a rough ride for Effortless here. He's looking for this clutch. Sib playing a little bit more measured, just trying to hit some rails. He is going to concede the Mega. Besides, that's not the fight he wants to take, not the trap he wants to lay, Dan.
No, and Sib doesn't have a rocket, so this could be a good fight. He has to back out. He's got the shield. Bull rush is there. Maybe once again too early, but this time the threat of the bull rush forces Sib away. Shield is up. He needs an item though. This is the thing. Effortless has finally got himself back onto the board. Big rail. That sets him up perfectly for this next Mega.
We are in sudden death officially, and we're keeping it thick here. Clutch versus Scale. There's the push. Is it going to be with the shield? No. There it is. Last second. Is this going to be the fight? 39 HP. Effortless will escape. Sib grabs the Mega mid-fight, using it very, very well here. And Effortless on the back foot does have Bull Rush, but needs to be very careful. Heavy will go for free as stack's about even now, Dan.
Yeah, you gotta ask yourself why you're taking that fight, but he did, and as you say, fights are even. No shield though, no rockets for either player. The Bull Rush comes out! Oh my word.
Really good cancel there from Effortless, just using it to bully Sib away. Get Effortless the Mega. Now he's trying to hunt, trying to catch him out, playing by the telly. Sib goes through. This should be it, and it is. Effortless puts himself on the board in the series and takes Ruins in a nail biter, Dan.
Can I say, Scale Bearer, rise up.
It's true. Scale gang, I guess, as the sandals walk all over that car. And Effortless puts himself on the board, ties it at 1, and we got a series, Dan. We're going to go to map number 3 as the decider for who takes this one.
Oh, you plebs in chat questioning the Scale Bearer pick.
How dare all of you.
Can I
What
say?
a play. What a play from Effortless.
Historically,
Historically, you know, one to tilt. I'm just saying, he hung in there. He hung in there.
it was a great match. I will say that Effortless made it awfully hard for himself. I thought Sib played clutch the way he should be playing it, but Effortless just gave up so many items for free. Just wanting to take fight after fight after fight, and some of them were great, some of them were not so good. But either way, he's won the match, so now's not the time to question, but it was potentially harder than it needed to be.
Yeah, I feel like at first, like you said, he went all in with the bull rush, just wanting to get up close and personal, and then he adapted mid-game to the point where he was using the bull rush to bait the shield, and then what happened?
250 damage with rocket all game. Sib didn't even use it. That's insanity. I think that's the lowest rocket I've ever seen in a job.
Well, you don't need rockets. Right here on the Quake
No, I
Pro
know,
League.
but
That's exactly what we're trying to teach the young players is rockets who need rockets.
I'm buying rockets, guys.
But what I liked was Effortless used the bull rush. He went crazy with it at first, but then he scaled it back, pun intended. But he would use it to bait out the shield, and then after that, he knows that he could take the fight for the next 30 seconds. And whether that was planned or not, I feel like that's what it looked like to me, and it looked, it got the job done just barely, but I think you're absolutely right in that he made it harder on himself at first.
Yeah, there was just a couple of times like where he pushed in on Mega, Sib picked up the Mega and popped the shield. Just get out. Like, there's no point taking that fight at that point. Luckily, though, as you said, it didn't actually matter at the end of the day. 9-8, super close, super fun match to watch. And once again, Clutch is not invincible.
Yeah, dismantled. I hope Sib has a little bit of insurance on that vehicle as we're going to go into map number 3, Vale. It's going to be Galena versus DK. And I feel like it's going to be a little more of the same that we saw kind of map 1, where Sib can kind of be hyper-aggressive and Effortless has to play a little more measured simply because of the picks. But if you get the frag with Galena early and you get the totems going, you can definitely be the aggressor. But with that Flame Strike, it's just so bursty. You have to be very careful where you are.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you have that overstack up and the items, the Flame Strike can just turn a fight completely on its head. So you have to always be careful in your positioning. With Galena, you want to manage the tempo, you want to slow it just a little bit, play around your totems and use that totem economy as well as you can. So Sib needs to try and get into that rail room and clear them out as and when he can. It's a fine balance because getting that high ground position is going to be king. But you can just bust on through as the Death Knight, use the Flame Strike, be alpha and reclaim position. So it's a good utility to have.
Yep. Waiting on the players to be ready. I think I just heard the sound of the bell, and it's going to be the final bell for somebody, Dan. As 1-1 in the series, this is going to be the decider, Sib versus Effortless. Sib making a good show of his debut back into the QPL. And Effortless showing everyone, well, I belong here. It's just a little rusty, it looks like, but he got the job done. We'll see who gets the job done on map number 3. As we take a peek at the predictions, 57% for Sib. They believe in the Sib Vicious right now, Chad.
Out in force, the fanboys.
You gotta have fans, right? Otherwise, what's the point? It's all about status, Dan. I'm sure you know more than most. But we're gonna get into map number 3, and yeah, it looks like the predictions are locked, 53%. So I don't know. We'll see. This one, hopefully, another barn burner. Hey, Dan, let's have another one.
Let's just do it. Burn the barn down.
We don't condone that here on the Quake Pro League, but we do condone fantastic Quake, and here it is, map number 3, Effortless versus Sib. We are live, starting off on Effortless.
Early fights coming out. Neither one picking up a frag. Effortless just getting the upper hand of that. But the trap is set. The Flame Strike is ready. Doesn't even want to use it, saving it for the next fight. Good patience and awareness by Sib. Also double backing to get the Mega, which allows it to pick up both items potentially.
Wow.
Oh, there's the Flame Strike. Hello. Taking away and now big rocket to combo. Nice rail by Effortless though. That keeps him in the game off the spawn.
Yeah, really good damage from Effortless. Almost got that turnaround somehow, but really good use of the Flame Strike there off the top earlier. I think Sib nailed all 3 great balls of fire. He's maintaining position now. Effortless looking for some sort of damage on this Mega Tribolt on Tribolt, and Sibs wins on that encounter here as he makes his way back. Big rocket, and he's going to be able to drop down. Good defensive rail from Effortless, make that 2, but he can't hit the 3rd as Sib takes him down again. Is weak though, but a rail off the spawn. Absolutely incredible from Sib.
It really was, and the Flame Strike's up, which means he can just go through this TP if he wants to and just lay down the smackdown. He seized, maybe not seized the totem up top, something you've always got to be careful of against the Galena.
Comes Effortless from up top. There's the Flame Strike again, so well utilized. Sib, the tick damage going, but Effortless still has a decent stack here. Now that
One
the
more
flame strikes
totem as
down.
well.
Yeah, now that the flame strikes down, this is the chance, but the rockets are going to put an end to Effortless yet again, Dan.
And he loses both of his totems, so has to start from scratch. And Sib connecting with just more at the moment. Been a messy map, but it's 4-0 already, 2 minutes in. And both major items will be going the way of Sib, as Effortless is not even in the vicinity to do any damage.
Nearing 2:30 in, and you got to start thinking this is already getting real bad for Effortless here. It's just based on momentum. The Flame Strike comes out and actually doesn't connect for once. Glimmer of hope from Effortless, as he does have positioning now too, but he can't land any of these rails.
Yeah, it's been a theme of today. It's just rails just not been on point, and Sibs really has, particularly maps 1 and 3 so far. Good conversion, and just before the major items, that's a perfect time to get it. Sib gets the heavy spawn though, so can pick up that for free. Backs off into this light armor room where he's a little bit trapped with just a machine gun to work with.
It's enough damage. Effortless knows that it's not worth trying to get a rail. It repositions, hits another one from a different angle. Patience there from Effortless. Good rocket here, good cutoff, and the Flame Strike totem. Combination from each player. Effortless reigns supreme. The power of Christ compels you, but so does Sib's rail. What a shot!
Lovely shot. Items are on the same time though, but Effortless favors getting the rocket burst. Will it cost him? Yes, the Sib appears below him like a magician. Steals it away.
That is just the biggest yoink I've ever seen as Effortless. Has to be fuming after that one. 6-2. He just keeps eating these rails almost immediately off a spawn.
Yeah. Good awareness. Just really great conversion potential by Sib. It's been a crucial factor in dominating this lead so far, as it just means Effortless has to back off from the major items.
Sib 6 minutes away from winning his debut game back into the Quake Pro League here, 6-2. Effortless trying to find a way in here, but he just keeps finding rails instead.
Oh.
Wow.
Youch.
Sib inspired by Kilson earlier. He's just hitting insane rails. 61% rail. And no signs of stopping. Make that 64. And oh look, a Mega. 5 frags in the lead now. Flame Strike in hand. Huge stack. Item control. I mean, this is just the Sib show.
Yeah, and Sib actually plays a lot better not on clutch. Maps 1 and 3, he's been playing exceptional in terms of item control, positioning, aim. Just gets to play that normal duel, and it's definitely suiting him a lot more.
It might be a, you know, I have clutch and a shield, so you play a little looser kind of a situation, but I think you're absolutely right. A lot tighter of a game. Execution is on point as well, and it feels like he's just been running the map this entire time. 7 heavies to 2 for Effortless, 7 megas, 3 for Effortless.
Oh, he's trapped up here though, so how does he get out of this one? Effortless connecting with 2 rails, but he's still not dead. Has to back on down, and he's nowhere near the overstack. It doesn't look like he'll get at this series whatsoever. Sib's had a good job of clearing them up, and he's just, as you said, patrolling the map, playing the items. He's also got Effortless trapped down here. Big rail, nice return from Effortless, but Sib, hey, I'll just back onto 2 items and see you later.
Yeah, it's just so much work that Effortless has to do to even up the stacks now. He does have 2 totems down, but overstack hasn't been a factor. The Flame Strike has been fantastic from Sib. But the item control, the name of the game here, Dan.
Yeah, and Effortless has now taken his foot off the tempo a little bit just to get back into the game, not give away any more frags, play around the overstack. Ever since saying that, he's now just managed this rail room, and he will have the overstack for the next engagement for the heavy. Should have timing on it, so will work his way through this mid-level to try and steal it away.
Sib trying to plan his attack there. There's a good rail. Effortless jumps over, can't land the rocket, but does steal the heavy. Rail's not landing from Sib and actually taking another one. Effortless gets the better of him this time. Does have a light to work with this Sib as he makes his way down the other light. And he's going to find a whole bunch of totems here, but he actually flame strikes and he turns the tables on Effortless.
Power of the Flame Strike compels you this time. As you said, like 0 to 60 right there, and Sib now has got himself a Mega, and Effortless has to go back to the drawing board.
Just insane turnaround, and Effortless does steal away the heavy, but it looks like he might go down here as the LG will melt him 8-2.
And And I think Effortless has to be thinking, what do I have to do? I went aggressive, I played passive, I played patient, I played methodical, and nothing seems to be working. And now it's all but over as another frag goes away. Sib will pick up another major item uncontested unless Effortless can make something happen, but no! Rocket to rail and Effortless goes away licking his wounds. 2 items for Sib, and this is really the icing on the cake to return to the QPL.
Flame strike again, nowhere to go. Sib just, he really has torn this one open, Dan. 11-2, 2:30 left on the board. And I think he, as I said earlier, kind of used this as a statement match. I'm back, and maybe in similar fashion to Kilson, putting everyone in NA on notice.
Yep, and it was a decent matchup for him going into it. Effortless is somebody who wants to play more of a combat-heavy game, and that seems to favour the way Sib plays. He kind of worked around the deficiencies in which Effortless brought. He just out-positioned him, out-strategized him, played the items a lot better, and Effortless in this map and first map really had no answer for that. Map 2 was more chaos, and that favoured Effortless. It was a brawl. But in maps 1 and 3, where Sib played methodical, he definitely looked a much stronger player in this matchup.
Completely agree. Just looking for additional frags, really. 12-2, maybe a little bit more to end this one as teleplay comes out. And ooh, okay. Sib flashing the gauntlet. Maybe he wants one of those, Dan.
I would not be surprised.
Rail error from Effortless. But it just wasn't enough in the end. Hitting 46%, but I think the major issue, again, as you mentioned, items. 13 heavies and 14 megas for Sib, 4 and 3 for Effortless, respectively. So the positioning, superior from Sib, the flame strike ability, you know, just not OP, but able to get you out of sticky situations easily. You can't really just push up on a Death Knight, otherwise you are going to take a whole face full of damage, especially since you can thread a rocket in there with it. Yeah. It's just insane amounts of burst damage. So you have to play around that, be very careful, and Sib just did everything right.
He did, and the one time Effortless got back into the game and caught Sib down in that rail room, Sib returned that with 2 rails and a flame strike, and what can you say, like, the item control was superb. It's rare you see such a level of dominance on items on a map like Vale.
Oh, and he got it. He got it!
There you go. GG's.
GG's indeed, as Sib will take map number 3, putting his stamp on his first series back to the Pro League. 14-2 is going to be how Vale ends. 2-1 is going to be how the series ends for Sib. And that's all she wrote, Dan. Sib takes it over Effortless.
And as we said, is that going to be a big performance for him in week 13? Going into what could be relegation, what could be mid-table? We'll have to see. On that performance, if he keeps up that level, I think he'll be fine to stay in outside of the challenges, outside of relegation spots. Effortless, on the other hand, definitely needs to have a look at what went wrong, because that map in particular was an absolute manhandling from Sib, and it looked just too easy. The item control and the aim were on point, so back to the drawing board for Effortless.
Yeah, definitely a rough way to start stage 3 for Effortless, but I think, again, to harp on it, the items were the name of the game. As the highlights right now, we'll take a look at the recap shortly after, and just a huge discrepancy in terms of items. Sib with complete map control. Take a look. Insane. Insane. There's rarely ways that you can win with that level of item control.
Not only that, the damage difference again. It just shows you that Effortless was in that duel, unfortunately. So that level of item control, that level of damage difference is, it was just a bullying from Sib in this one.
Yeah, and Sib kind of showing everybody, you know, you can't really bully me. Items aside, his mechanics are on point. He can hit as hard as a truck, and you're going to need that firepower here in the Pro League. Again, Sib no stranger. It's his welcome back, and he performed the way that he wanted. I'm sure he wanted the 3-0, everyone does every week, but 2-1 is going to be just fine with him as he takes his first victory back. And Effortless, like you said, back to the drawing board, has to figure it out. A rough loss for week 1.
Yep, and we'll see if that comes back to haunt him, because he played extremely well in map 2. Unfortunately, maps 1 and 3 really not his day, and it just wasn't the normal Effortless. We see a lot cleaner execution from him. His rail really wasn't on, and that was a big decider because he relies on it so heavily. And as you said, Sib was hitting like a truck today.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's 2 in the book, Stan. We got one more. Well, we got more, but we got a banger on the way. Venger and Garpy after this break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.